In this video we are talking about the Thunderbolt heroes and how you should play with them.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Hello guys, my name is Wilson and we are talking about the Thunderbolt heroes. So I divided the Thunderbolt heroes in two types. So I did the Excel file where I'm saving all this information, and basically I divided them between activators and boosters, okay? So let's have a look at our Thunderbolt heroes. So we go here to our heroes. I'm now using the test server to explain all of this. It's much easier. So we go here and we see our Thunderbolt heroes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 Thunderbolt heroes. So it's 4 legendaries, 2 epic and 2 rare. Okay, so I will start talking about the boosters. Okay, so when I'm talking about boosters, these will be the characters that will boost the damage of your activators, and the activators will be the characters that activate the Thunderbolt debuff. Okay, so we start with a rare character, which will be Aldi. So Aldi is a booster, okay? He grants enlightenment up to all the Thunderbolt heroes and then deals some damage with the chance to inflict Electrocute on the battle skill, kind of the same thing. And the passive when the hero is on the battlefield grants accuracy to all Thunderbolt heroes. So I say he's a booster because he gives this buff to everyone, which will increase the damage of this Electrocute, okay? This increases with derivate damage, lightning derivate damage, and this derivate damage scales with enlightenment, okay? So if you are using some enlightenment on these heroes, will be good because will increase this electrocuted damage. The other one I have on my list is Manda. She will be another booster. She works with turrets, so this buff will be just for turrets, and then she will have a chance to inflict Electrocute with his turrets, okay? And then the battle skill will be the summon of the turret, and then the passive, then she will increase the chance to do some damage to the characters that are electrocuted, okay? So same thing, she will inflict a lot of electrocutes. Next one I have on my list, we'll talk about Shine Ashton. So now Shine Ashton will be the same thing. It will boost everyone, will give 15% attack up to all Thunderbolt heroes, and then it will have this chance to inflict Electrocute. So same thing here, we'll have a chance to inflict Electrocutes, and passive again, and more chances to inflict Electrocute. Then we have Orphina, and Orphina, I'm gonna say she's a bit different because she does a lot of damage, so she kinda boosts, of course she boosts the damage of Perconte especially. She's a really good booster, but she's also a good activator, okay? Why? So the ultimate, she will get attack speed up and these overloads. With these overloads, she will shoot 2 extra bullets, so she will do a lot of damage. On the battle skills, she strikes the enemy 3 times, each dealing damage and having a 60% chance to inflict Electrocute, okay? And when we inflict Electrocute, you have this, you ignore 30% of the defense, so your damage will be much higher. And then this passive, and this is why she's a big booster for Perconte, it's because when dealing damage to enemies with basic attacks, there's a 75% chance to refresh their Electrocute and launch Thunderbolt, okay? So she will activate a lot of this Thunderbolt passive, will trigger Electrocute, and also will refresh the Electrocute, which works perfect with Perconte. Okay, so we're gonna jump to activators and talk right ahead about Perconte and why Orphina boosts his damage. So this guy strikes all enemies twice, each triggering Thunderbolt. So again, he will activate the Thunderbolt with this ultimate, and for every stack of Overwhelm, it will increase the damage by 3%. And how does it work, this Overwhelm? So this is the passive. The hero gains 1 stack of Overwhelm, whenever Electrocuted is triggered, okay? And this scales until 30 stacks. So what Orphina does with her passive, it's triggering Electrocute, alright? So every basic attack has 75% chance to refresh the Electrocute and launch Thunderbolt. So every time Orphina activates this chance with her basic attack, will activate one of these overwhelm stacks. Okay, and since she has this ultimate that will make her attack shoot 2 extra bullets, these will be crazy. So every time she ultimates, she will probably give the 30 stacks, the maximum stacks to Purconte, and that's why she's a great booster to Purconte that will activate these electrocutes. Okay, so Purconte is the beast. Purconte, Orfina, and Orfina are the beasts here. So let's talk about the other guys. So next we have Nissa. So Nissa with ultimate, she targets the enemy, she inflicts Electrocute during this period and deals derivate damage to them and triggers Thunderbolt on them 2 times. Okay, so she will activate the Thunderbolt. Okay, so you want someone to inflict the Thunderbolt on the character, and she will trigger that Thunderbolt doing this electrocute damage. Okay, on the passive, kind of the same thing. She will deal damage, she will have a chance to electrocute as well, but then she will trigger Thunderbolt once if the enemy is under electrocute. So for the activators, you really want to give more damage. For the boosters, you really want to give them more accuracy, because you want these guys to activate this Thunderbolt and do some damage, and then you want the boosters to apply that electrocute. Okay, you can give accuracy, especially with the slingshot. You can use that. The accuracy will be converted to damage. That's a really good trick to use, but you really want to split the what they do. So the boosters, they will apply, the activators will do damage. And then we have Irvolm. Okay, Irvolm will be the epic. So Irvolm, this guy works the same way. So he deals damage and he deals extra lightning damage and triggers Thunderbolt. Okay, so again, this guy will trigger the Thunderbolt with the ultimate, and then he'll inflict with this one, and with the passive, when the enemy electrocute is triggered, reduce the battle skill recharge time by 10%. So once again, every time the electrocute is triggered, this passive will activate and reduce the battle skill recharge time. So imagine, if you are using someone like Purconte or Nissa, every time they trigger the electrocute, this battle skill, this passive will be activated and will reduce the battle skill recharge time. Okay, so that's why I say all of these guys are activators. And lastly, we just save one more, which is Ariasu. So for Ariasu on the ultimate, he deals some damage, chance of inflict electrocute. On the battle skill, again, he deals damage. If the target is inflicted to electrocute, he will trigger Thunderbolt. Okay? And for passive, for each enemy inflicted with electrocute on the field, they will gain a stack of 5% stack up to 10 stacks. Okay, so as you guys can see, all the activators, they will trigger. These guys, they don't trigger. Okay, electrocute. They inflict it, but they don't trigger the Thunderbolt. So that's the main difference between the boosters and the activators. The activators will trigger the Thunderbolt, the boosters will inflict the Thunderbolt. So this is the main difference between them, and you really want to use both of them to boost your damage. So you're gonna use the boosters and you want to use the activators. Of course, you're gonna use the best we have. Purconte will be the best one to activate. Then you can use Nissa. Irvolm is pretty nice as well. And for the boosters, you can use Shanashta. Is kinda good, is good, but I'm gonna say that Urfina is the best of both worlds. She does a lot of damage. She inflicts a lot of Thunderbolt. She's really the best one. And then we have Amanda. Is not that bad, but she only attacks with these turrets. If the boss, if you are doing Vortex, destroys the turrets, then your damage will be much lower. Okay, so just to finish this video, and so you guys to do for a better explanation, I'm just gonna show you guys how this happens. Okay, so we're going here, we're gonna use this guy, and you guys gonna see. So I already have some accuracy. This should be all right to show you guys. Okay, So I'm gonna use this, you guys gonna see. Okay, she's a bit bugged, or she's bugged on the test server, so don't mind that. Okay, so every time, you guys see, every time the Electrocute is inflicted, our Pte gets 1 stack, okay? So she's boosting his damage, alright? And then he reached 26, the more stacks he has, the more damage he's gonna do, okay? So this is how it works with Pte. Then with other characters will be a bit similar. For example, if you use, let's get Nissa, if we use Nissa it will be the same thing, kinda the same thing. So we inflict the Electrocute with our Urfina. Let's use the ultimate just to inflict that more, yeah, you guys see. And then we can use this and trigger those Electrocutes and do some more damage. Of course, Orfina does much more damage than Nissa, and also I have Orfina scrolled here and Nissa is not scrolled. Alright, Orfina is a beast at the moment. She's the best character, the best legendary Thunderbolt at the moment. I'm gonna say she can be even better than Pte, unless you have the artifact for Pte. Maybe the Pte will be better, but together they are both the best combination for Thunderbolts. No questions about this. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna show this table again, this Excel file, and if you guys have any question, you guys comment below. I have everything explained here. So as you guys can see, Andley inflicts, Manda inflicts, Orfin inflicts, Shanachi inflicts, and then this is the battle skill. And the battle skill is inflicts, no, passive. The passive inflicts, refresh electrocute, inflicts, and accuracy. And then on the activators, it triggers with the battle skill and increases attack up. Then Irvolm inflicts and reduce cooldown. Nissa triggers, and Pte triggers and inflicts as well. Okay, it doesn't say here, but you guys know. It will do more damage with more Thunderbolt activated, okay, by Orfina, which will be crazy. Alright guys, if you have any more questions about Thunderbolt heroes, or I already did a video about Dauntless, we'll do for each element. So this is my second one. If you guys have any question, comment below guys, and as always, don't forget to leave that like and subscribe to my channel, it helps me a lot. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you next time.